Have you ever wondered why many people still mistakenly believe that attraction is simply about appearance, money, or social status? In reality, those are just superficial veneers. Nothing more, nothing less. Let's be frank. If you keep chasing after showing off your wallet or focusing on external highlights, you're playing a game that's already lost from the start. What truly creates an advantage is psychological insight, a subtlety that not everyone can grasp. We're not talking about manipulation, but mastery. Mastery of yourself and how you respond to others. On this journey, I will explore with you 5 deep vulnerabilities of women that every smart man needs to know. Built on the foundation of psychology combined with Stoic philosophy, these insights will change how you perceive and behave in relationships. You will hold a secret that 99% of other men overlook simply because they are too busy with superficial tricks. Let's begin with the first point: emotional sensitivity, a double-edged sword that is both a strength and a hidden weakness. Have you ever wondered why some men can easily connect deeply with women while others get labeled as insensitive? Emotional sensitivity is not a sign of weakness. On the contrary, it is an invisible source of strength. Women, by biological instinct, have a greater ability to sense and process emotions deeply. That is also why they often become the strong bonds that preserve relationships, whether love, family, or friendship. But that strength can also become a weakness when met with indifference or neglect. When she opens up, sharing her fears, disappointments, or even small joys, many men make 2 fatal mistakes. They interrupt, saying, "Let me handle this for you." Or they diminish her feelings by saying, "You're overreacting." But a valuable man guided by Stoic principles will not behave this way. He knows how to use silence as a subtle weapon. Stoic philosophy does not require you to suppress emotions, but to master your reactions to them. When she is vulnerable, your calmness and steadiness become an attractive magnet. So, how do you truly master this art? Here are 3 simple yet extremely effective steps. Step 1. Let the storm pass. Women often express emotions in waves. Irritation might be a shell that hides pain, and anger can be a mask that protects underlying fear. Don't rush to solve it. Be patient and wait about 3 seconds longer than you feel comfortable. Step 2. Acknowledge rather than fix. Instead of offering solutions, say something simple like, "That sounds really exhausting. How long have you been holding that in?" This sentence stimulates oxytocin, the bonding hormone. Step 3. Mark the moment with understanding. Repeat in your own words what she just said so she knows you are truly listening and empathizing. You can start with a phrase like, "So what you mean is," and then rephrase it in your own way. With just these small steps, you not only elevate your value in her eyes, but also build a solid foundation for a long-term relationship. This is the power of calmness, a quality that Stoic philosophy teaches us. Are you ready to make this your own secret? Did I get that right? Why is this approach so effective? Science has shown that, subconsciously, women assess a man's reliability not by how many solutions or advice he offers, but by his ability to maintain a safe space while she experiences difficult emotions. If you can do this, you will become one of the rare 1% of men who truly know how to listen, not just with their ears, but with their heart and mind. But here's the most interesting part. If you still think emotional sensitivity simply means being indulgent or pampering, then you have missed a much bigger picture. This skill is not just the key to opening doors in romantic relationships. It is also a tool to negotiate promotions at work, lead teams effectively, and build lasting loyalty from colleagues or subordinates. When you master this ability, you become the master of the art of influence and control. You might be wondering, what if she is too sensitive or her emotions fluctuate wildly? How do I keep control? This is where we move on to the second weakness, fear of rejection, a silent but profound anxiety that shapes her behavior and that you need to understand. Fear of rejection is the silent nightmare beneath every argument or small misunderstanding. Have you ever wondered why so many relationships break up over seemingly trivial matters? It's because behind every conflict lies a silent question. Will you still want me if I'm not perfect? This fear is neither irrational nor baseless. It is a deep survival response within the human soul. Think about it. Women today are surrounded by subtle messages that their value depends on being liked and accepted by others. Social media, dating apps, even romantic comedies constantly send the message, one small mistake and you will be replaced. That's why hesitation, shyness, and doubt gradually creep into every moment of modern relationships. Most men think that to dispel this fear, they need to make grand gestures or sweet promises like, "I will never leave you." But if those words are empty and unsupported by actions, they are nothing more than fireworks, bright and loud, but gone in an instant. Studies also show that the human brain perceives such inconsistency as a real physical threat. On the other hand, trust and consistent behavior are what help her body release oxytocin, the bonding hormone like that between mother and child. In other words, your reliability has the power to reprogram her nervous system, making her associate you with a sense of absolute safety. But here's something few people tell you. Her fear of rejection isn't only about you. It is also tied to past wounds. The close friend who disappeared without explanation, the strict parent who criticized her grades, the ex who told her she was too much. And you must become the exception among those wounds. So what if she tests you, pushes your limits to see if you are truly steadfast and will stay? This is what we will explore in the next part. This is where many men fail the most. They either collapse or get angry, reacting emotionally in the moment and forgetting one core thing: steadiness of the soul. But the Stoic man is different. He stands firm amidst the storm, not because he is indifferent, but because he cannot be shaken. That is true strength, a steadfastness from within, not cold indifference. Next, we come to the third point, the paradox of independence. How can you be a safe harbor for her without turning yourself into a prison cage? Society often tells women they need a strong man, but what happens when that strength is misunderstood as control? Gentlemen, the paradox of independence is simple. The tighter you hold on, the more she wants to let go. Women crave a companionship, not a prison guard. So how do you balance this? Let's start with 3 practical steps. Step 1. Lead with clear purpose. Don't hesitate to share your personal goals. For example, this weekend I have MMA training on Saturday. It can't be changed. This shows confidence, not control. When you do this, you show her that you have your own life, passions, and determination. That's what makes you attractive. Step 2. Honor her ambitions. When she talks about a promotion opportunity, say, "Tell me how you've worked harder than everyone else." This statement stimulates pride, not pressure, helping her feel you truly care and support her. Step 3. Create moments of together alone. For example, both sitting in the same room, each reading a book without saying a word. Presence without demands or imposition is the truest way to build intimacy. Neuroscience has proven that autonomy fosters respect, while excessive clinginess causes contempt. But be careful. If you become too cold, she will feel abandoned, as if you've left the relationship. And that brings us to the fourth point: overthinking and the spiral of anxiety. How do you help her find calm amid chaos without saying a word? You need to understand that her mind is not broken, but overwhelmed, like a frozen computer, unable to process further. Your task is not to fix it, but to help her become steady again. Most men tend to panic when she overthinks, reacting to that chaos and making the situation even more tense. But the Stoic man becomes an anchor amidst the storm, keeping everything steady. Here's how you can do it. Step 1. Name the emotional spiral. Say, "It seems like your mind is running too fast. What's bothering you the most right now?" Naming the emotion helps reduce its power. Step 2. Practice the 5-4-3-2-1 exercise. Guide her to list 5 things she can see around her, helping her mind return to the present and escape the swirling thoughts. Step 3. After calming down, reflect together. Ask her what helped the most during the recent tension. This is how you teach her that you are a safe place she can rely on. But if you think anxiety is only her problem, you've missed a big secret. People who overthink are actually brilliant strategists, always trying to find solutions for every situation. And finally, we come to the 5th point: pressure from society and the need to fit in. Every woman is fighting a battle you will never see. But the Stoic man is different. He doesn't rush into that battle. He redefines it on his own terms. That is inner strength, calmness rising above external chaos. So how do you become such a man? Here is a concrete action plan you can apply immediately. Step 1. Praise her in front of others. Don't hesitate to publicly admire the values she pursues. For example, you might say, "Sam is the bravest person I've ever known. She quit a stable job to start her own business chasing her dream." Such praise not only makes her proud, but also builds trust in the eyes of those around her. Step 2. Playfully challenge the norms. If she worries about being too lively or too loud, say, "Good thing you're loud. Quiet people make me sleepy." This light wordplay helps her feel accepted and breaks down psychological barriers society unintentionally creates. Step 3. Create a non-judgmental ritual. Set up a monthly activity, like hiking, where she can comfortably share anything without fear of judgment. Such a safe space will help her release stress, and you will better understand her soul. However, social pressure doesn't only come from outside, but also from the voice inside her head. And that is where you need to wield your next strongest weapon, the need for emotional reciprocity. What many call 50-50 balance in love is actually a myth. Real relationships grow on asymmetry, but the important thing is that you know how to navigate and adjust it wisely. Here's how you can master the art of giving and receiving. Step 1. Give first. Proactively share a vulnerable story about yourself without her having to ask, "I failed in my first business, and that was a huge shock for me." This not only creates closeness, but naturally encourages her to share in return without pressure. Step 2. Track her emotional currency. Does she value light touches, kind words, or specific actions? Observe and use her preferred language. If it's a gentle backstroke, then that is the poem for her heart. Step 3. Apply the 70-30 rule. Take the initiative to start 70% of the conversations, then pull back to 30%, creating space for her to invest emotionally or choose to walk away. This way, you avoid becoming someone who gives unconditionally without receiving anything back. However, caution is needed. Giving too much can turn you into a martyr who receives nothing in return. And this leads to the biggest trap, the affirmation trap. How do you avoid becoming her emotional ATM, always dispensing but never replenished? She doesn't want you to read her mind telepathically. She wants you to notice the smallest details. That is the desire to be understood implicitly. Here's how you can achieve that. Step 1. Become a detective of small habits. Observe micro-actions, like when she taps her foot nervously. Later, subtly mention, "I noticed you tap your foot a lot. What's going on?" This shows you pay attention and care, not just listen when she speaks. Step 2. Use strategic silence. When she opens up, don't rush to respond immediately. Allow 5 seconds of silence. Usually, she will reveal the real issue without you having to ask. Step 3. I was thinking about you. Send her a funny photo, an article, or a video related to a previous conversation you both had. This proves you not only listen, but remember and care deeply over time. However, implicit understanding has a dark side. Assumptions. Things you think are true, but may not be. Mastering this art means you will conquer not only her heart, but also her soul. Are you ready to master this secret? Weaknesses are not flaws or mistakes. They are marks of humanity, the most genuine and profound part of each of us. A man with Stoic spirit does not exploit these weaknesses to manipulate or control others. Instead, he respects and cherishes them as an essential part of life and lasting relationships. If you are ready to give up superficial games, stop meaningless races, and start building a meaningful journey and a legacy that lasts through time, then please hit like, subscribe to not miss the valuable videos ahead. Your future self will thank you for the wise choices you make today. You are with the Stoic Mindset Serenity Channel, where inspiration helps you unlock wisdom, master emotions, and live a calm, profound life according to Stoic philosophy. Thank you for being here. Don't forget to leave a comment sharing your thoughts and experiences. Let's reflect, practice, and become the best version of ourselves every day.